I'd like to spend a few moments and talk about thirds, harmonized thirds over a pedal bass. We're going to be looking at a position mostly in reference to the 5th string root and laying some thirds on top that are good for the fingers, good for the ears, good for the brain, good for mapping the board, and just for getting a sense of what a key looks like around a given root on the 5th string. If you've not yet done so, I'd ask that you do please subscribe to the channel. You can like and share and leave a comment. It's always very good to hear from you. I enjoy it. If you'd ever like to leave me a tip, my PayPal information's there in the description below. So we're going to be in E here. These are sounds you might have heard on popular recordings. It's a way of establishing a mood and revealing different colors about a key. So I'm going to take thirds here on the 3rd and 2nd string, 9th fret, E and G sharp. How about with that E bass at the 7th fret? So we have 7, 9, and 9. Each of these thirds is going to belong to one of 3 kinds of chords as I identify them here. Either the 1 chord E, the 4 chord A, or the 5 B. If you have any questions about that, please let me know what 1, 4, and 5 are. I hope you have a working knowledge of that. So if we start here with, this is 1. So this is 7, 9, 9, E, E, G sharp. The interval of a third is reached. It's 3 scale steps, so from E, F sharp, G sharp, Do, Re, Mi, 1, 2, 3. So a third. This is a major third, it so happens. It's two whole steps. We're going to have other thirds that might be, you see the distance is different between there and there. Major third is 2 whole steps. A minor third, a step and a half, or a half and a whole, either way. But these are the things of which a key is made. So here's E. How about right below, we get a kind of B chord sound over E bass. So this is 7, 8, 7, E, D sharp, and F sharp. This could also be seen as a major 7 and a 9th above E. So it could be a kind of E major chord with some color, but right now we're deriving it just from thirds. So those two by themselves. There was an Alan Parsons Project song a while back, a long time ago now, called Eye in the Sky, and I think it's that. Has that sound of the 5 chord over the bass of 1 going to 1. So if 5 lives right below it, it also can live above it. So this is F sharp and A, 11 and 10. So I'm playing 7, 11, 10, F sharp and A. You could also get this on a more broken set. This is 5, 7, and 5 on the 5th, 2nd, and 1st strings. So here it would be 3rd finger, 7, little finger 7, and 5th fret of the 1st string with 1st finger, going down to 5th and 4th fret. So we have these 3 so far. If we continue up, we'll get another E chord. This is 7, 9, 7, E, G sharp, B on the first 2 strings. Above that, we get an A chord. You hear how different that sounds to the others that we've had thus far. This is 10th and 9th fret, A and C sharp, still over this E bass. Now what about below? So here's a nice one. How about E, B, D sharp, which sounds like E major 7, but could also be seen as a kind of B chord, this D sharp and B. If we put the F sharp up here, this would be 9, 8, 7. It's a real B triad over E. I talked about this in a video lesson on slash chords. Perhaps I'll put a link to that in the description below. But if we just play the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, we get that. Above it, a kind of A chord. This is 7, 11, and 9, E, C sharp, and E. Now we come into our little E chord shape that we would have down here, but here it's on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings at the 7th and 6th fret. E, B, and C sharp. It's a little A chord. If we let that spread out again to the next 3rd below, we have a regular E chord. It's G sharp and B, the 6th and 4th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. You can hear my low E string in there too, which would be another way to practice these things. If you want to get familiar with the thirds running around, you can get, if you really want to stretch, 7, 4, 2. I don't use those. Tommy Tedesco called them bedroom chords. Chords that you'd have to set up in the bedroom and play. So here's E, A, B, A, B, E, A, E, A. Could we reach it? I don't know. B way up there, 7, 12, 11, not recommended. Part of the limitation is I'm trying to stay with this one single bass pitch on the 7th fret of the 5th string. We could easily get those kinds of things if we were to move the bass note. But that comes with a whole nother set of fingerings, and that would be for another lesson. Or ideally, you would do that kind of work on your own and investigate. The trick is to get interested in any of this stuff and really want to explore it for yourself as if you're re-deriving it or you're discovering it for the first time. Little suspension. All of these could be. Okay, let's do a. So I was playing the E chord, but I suspended the A here for a second. Looks like a little A chord. 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 9, 7, 8, 9, kind of teasing that upper line down. What would be next? seconds. So just exploring around. If you applied a different key over that bass note, we could have Lydian. Hear how much brighter that is. Here would be A sharp and C sharp over E. But I don't want to get off too far from what we were doing, which was just thirds over E. So I hope some of this has been interesting to you. I appreciate you spending, let's see if I can see it. Wow, the last 11 minutes with me. If you've made it this far, you are a trooper, and I do appreciate it very much and wish you, as always, a very good day.